Well, hello everybody! Welcome back to G-Bear's Off-Grid Ways, a homestead in the desert. April 19th, 2020. And, yep, I made a rubberized handle for the weed whacker. And this is the one that's going to my neighbor, John. But, let me say, when I made that one, I had a piece of this broom handle. And I cut it off and I drilled a hole down the center of it and inserted that with some Gorilla Glue epoxy so that it won't come back out again. But the wood was not very comfortable, so I wrapped it in tape. Then I thought to myself, well, that tape ain't going to last long, and it's kind of slippery. So if I put a rubberized handle on it, then it won't slip in your hand, it'll be easier to control. Hey, it worked out great. So I liked it so much, I made one of my own. And here it is right here. So I didn't have a broom handle for a handle, so I took a piece of 2x3 that I had, and I ran it through the table saw and squared it off, and then cut the corners off of that on 45, so I made it an 8-sided piece. Then I took it over to my wood lathe and I turned it on the wood lathe and I made that neat little handle there. And it's pretty comfortable. Then on my original one, remember I had the blue handle on it. Well, now I've got a white handle on it. So what I did was I took the blue handle and put it back with my conduit bender where it was supposed to be. And a while back, Andy had given me a bunch of these poles that went to some type of a pop-up tent or something like that. And I put them aside. I said, yeah, I'll probably use those down the line. Well, look at that. It fits perfect in there. I used a 3/4 inch conduit end adapter, and it screwed it into the 3/4 inch gas fitting that I welded onto the thing. So I can put it in there, tighten the screw, and the handle works great. And it's hollow. It's a little bit more lightweight than that big, heavy blue handle was. So it's easier to swing, and it doesn't kill you as you're swinging it. That was pretty interesting. And while I'm walking around here, let me give a shout out to everybody who responded to my yesterday's request for assistance for a friend in need, and especially Andy B. You got another shout out, Andy. Thank you for being the first one to jump right in there and make a donation on the on that link. And everybody else also, thank you very much. But Andy B was right there on top. He was the first one in. All right. I was out here and I was looking down and I said, oh, well, I must have taken a pea out here or something, because there's a real healthy pea plant growing right here. Look at that. I mean, that thing is really healthy. Kicking right up there and looking happy. And it's got to be, I would say 16 inches tall. That's bigger than any of the others I've seen out there, so pretty cool. All right, so moving down the line, talking about Andy, but this is a different Andy. Andy B is not the Andy that usually comes out here with his motorhome and stays here. Those are two different people. But I don't know why everybody gets a name like Andy, because even my water delivery truck driver, his name is Andy. A lot of Andys out there. All right, so I took the new modified weed whacker through here, and I whacked all of the weeds coming into where Andy usually parks his motorhome. Now, here's something amazing. Look at this. The pea plants. You see them all over here? Well, I whacked all these weeds, and I was able to have such good control that I didn't cut any of the pea plants. Now, here's a different one here. Look at this one. got a dark green, purplish look to it. And these are all light green with flowers and little pea pods on them. So pretty cool. So I've got some nice flowers on these. I'm going to let them go. And as they start turning yellow, that means that they're not getting enough water and they're getting too much sun. Peas are like, they don't like the heat. They like the cool weather, cool, damp, moist weather. So, but one of the things that I've never mentioned before, when the leaves start turning yellow and brown, they're not getting enough out of nutrients out of the soil, or could be an onset of root rot. Oh, here's another different plant right there. They move around so the light's on it. That's pretty interesting. It looks like almost some type of a pea. And then there's some more pea plants over there. And then there's another one coming up here. That's all from stuff that the critters have stolen out of the chicken feed and got out here and dropped it in the soil. Anyway, I was starting to say, if you got plants that are starting to look like they're getting a little brown and in your garden and almost looking like they're dead, well, the goat juice I use works pretty good on stuff like that. But there's also another product that everybody usually has in their bathroom medicine cabinet called hydrogen peroxide, or H2O2. That's hydrogen peroxide. Now, the hydrogen peroxide, if you mix it with 1 teaspoon per cup of water, that's a cup is 8 ounces, 8 fluid ounces, US ounces. So you would take the one teaspoon of hydrogen peroxide, mix it into that water, put it in a spray bottle, and you could use it for a spray on the plants, right on the leaves. Don't go any stronger than that because it'll burn them. But that will help bring them back. But you can make a stronger mixture, about a 3-to-1 mixture, into a larger quantity of water, and you could water that into the soil around the plant, and it'll help get rid of root rot and whatever fungus that's growing in the soil that's killing your plants. So remember that, hydrogen peroxide. All right, so besides cutting all of the weeds around Andy's area, I cut them all around here because I walk past here all the time, and I don't want anything hiding in the grass. So I did cut a path all the way back there on the other side, going all the way out to the garden house, and I cut a path going all the way out to the compost pile, because got to get these weeds down a little bit so I'm not surprised by any little slithery guys that hang around inside the tall grass. All right, we're going to come over here because I was out here checking my mulberry bushes, and guess what I noticed? Hey, look at this. There's a couple of mulberries on there. Isn't that something? So I saw about 6 or 8 of them on this one tree alone when I was out here. The leaves are looking really healthy on this one. So these others are still a little young. They're still growing. But I have a feeling I'm going to have some mulberries out of these. And they won't last long with the birds around here unless I get these things into some type of cover. Okay. So we're moving around. And I'm going into the garden house because I got some things to show you in here. Look at how nice my spinach is looking, and the cabbage, oh my gosh. I come in here and I think those cabbage is going to eat me before I eat them. So anyway, this is my cauliflower. And guess what I noticed? I got cauliflower. Look at that. I got it on both of them. There's another one starting right down in there. Cool, I'm going to have some cauliflower. tomatoes are doing great. This pear tree is really starting to jump up and really grow. I think this is nice and flexible. I think the graft took on that, so we'll see. All right, so my lettuce is over here doing great, and strawberries. Look at this. I have flowers, and I've got strawberries set on some of these. Yeah, cool. So I got some of my seedlings out here. The peppers, I got those in. These are all jalapeno over here, and these are the old trees. I'm probably going to end up taking those out. They're still alive, and I've had good luck with them coming back year after year just by pruning them back like that. But I don't know if it's going to work out here, so we'll just let it go and see what happens. Yeah, I've got fresh jalapeno plants in there. So I was over at the chick coop, and I forgot to mention, I took out the old broccoli plant that was in here, and I transplanted it into the baby chick's coop. And it still had leaves and flowers on it. Well, it only took them 1 hour to completely strip that thing down to just a little green twig sticking out of the ground. They really went at that thing. They were jumping around it like bees on honey. Oh my gosh. And I've got my 2 fresh broccoli plants here going, so they'll be coming up pretty soon, and I'll start getting broccoli off of those. All right, bush beans. I got them growing all over the place here. Look at that. So those are the ones I started indoors. I got some Big Dipper bell peppers over here, and I put some bell peppers in back out through here. That's one right down there, and they're young. There's one right there, but they'll come up. I'll start getting something out of those. Tomatoes are all looking good over there. The ones closest to us is the San Marzanos, and the other ones over there on the other side are the Brandywine Pinks. I did notice that one little plant that's growing over there is still coming up. I'm still not sure what it is, although it could end up being a potato, but I don't think so, because it kind of resembles that little potato plant right there. But these potatoes are getting up there pretty big, so we'll see how that goes. And my little herb garden here, looking really healthy. Everything's green, 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 green. So I brought these tangelos out here. I've got 3 in this pot, and they're really healthy, so I'm going to harden them a little bit, and then I'll transplant them out of pots this size. I'll put each one separate into a pot this size, and give them some room to start growing. And then I can move them indoors if it gets too cold or too hot for them or whatever. And I can try to get them into next year. And by then I'm hoping that I'll have a greenhouse built with glass around it so that I can keep those things going. All right, look at all the peas, the pea pods on this peas here. And they are nice and fat, so I'm going to have some good peas inside of there. This one's starting to get yellow, so I'm going to get my hydrogen peroxide out here and get it into the soil, and those things should green right back up and take off again. Still nothing on the Concord grapevines, one on either side. I'm going to let them go a little bit longer. It looks like there's a bud trying to come out there and there. But, yeah, who knows? We'll see. All right. Blueberries. I got blueberries. Look at the blueberries. Yeah, well, they're green berries still. But soon they'll be blueberries. And now that I got the second one here, I see fresh growth coming out. So there's a pair of them now, so they'll be happy. These volunteer plants that I got, this looks like a grapevine, and it's getting some extra growth on it, so we'll see. I might have some extra grapes coming, and I'm still not sure what these things are, I'm probably going to have to go look them up in my plant book and see what comes out of it. And yeah, peaches all over the place. Good looking little peaches. Be eating those pretty soon. And these are the large cherry reds. Of course, that large cherry red over there got started way before these guys did. It's doing a heck of a lot better because it's older. My early girls over here, they're doing great. These are transplanted carrots. I can't wait to see what kind of shape they are in when they come up. But look at my grapevines here. Oh my gosh, look at, they're just sprouting everywhere. Just all the way up through the top, going right on through. So, yep, might even get grapes on that vine this year. We'll see. The little one over there too, I walked past it, but it's got some nice growth on it. And we'll see. All right, tangerine tree not looking too good. Apple not looking too good, but we'll see. It's still early for a lot of this stuff. All those little corn sprouts are coming up, so I'm going to put those in the back here because all this is all seeded for corn. So the taller ones will be on the evening side, so that they won't block the sun from the new sprouts that are coming up. When it comes to the end of the day, it'll be fine having the sun coming in like it is right now. And yeah, it looks like my cabbage is going to start forming heads in these all these cabbage plants because they're really growing like crazy. And boy, are those things good. All right, my arugula, lots of it growing. That's about all, everybody. Just wanted to get everything back to normal here and keep you up to date on what's going on out here at the homestead in the desert, and show you some of G-Bear's off-grid ways. I'm going to be eating romaine lettuce pretty soon too. Yum. I'm going to pull that beet today and have that one just before I go in for dinner. All right, that's about all. This is G-Bear reminding you to give me a thumbs up down there. Don't forget to like my videos. That's an order. That's a request. I appreciate it, everybody. Thanks for staying with me all these months and actually years. I can't believe that I started all of this out here in 2016, and this is 2020 now, so it's been 4 years, but only 2 years of full-time. The other 2 years were just coming out on weekends. So a little bit each day. And I think tomorrow I'm going to start gathering all of the wood I've got so I can see what I need to pick up. And I'm going to get it all moved down by the chicken coop down there so I can start modifying that coop, because those little guys over there aren't so little anymore. They're growing fast. Oh my gosh, are they growing fast. I'll show you them on the next video, as I'll probably be working down there anyway. G-Bear signing off.